Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So we're going to be working on our Friday sketch, which is this Operation Right Home sketch number 135. And today, instead of using the heart, we're not going to be so literal. This time we're going to use a leaf. So it's going to be part of our theme, fall theme card. So we're still using the Echo Park Fall Blessings. And I got everything pre-cut. I'm just going to go ahead and start putting everything together. For the most part, I noticed that a lot of the Operation Right Home cards are made to go right on top of your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base, and I like having the border. So a lot of mine, I change it up just by taking 1/8 of an inch off, so that way it allows me to be able to have a border. So like I've said before, if it's 1/8 for the matte piece, it's going to be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and then the pattern paper is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. Alright, and I had a little smudge, so I'm just taking my Tombow eraser, and it took the little smudge right off. And of course, when you're doing a video, it never fails, you end up running out of something, whether it be the tape or the glue or whatever. So I'm just putting my little tape runner back together and getting everything put together. I'm using the grid sheet that I have, that I'm working on top of. I'm using it to line up my paper, so that way I know they're nice and straight. And once again, the best part about using double-sided papers is whatever side you use, for one portion, if you cut a different strip, turn it around, you got, multiple cards using the fronts and backs. So here is the focal piece. And then I'm showing you the leaves over there next to them. And I had decided what I was going to do was just lift these up by using foam tape, which I'm putting down on the back. And you can see, this is what I love about crafting. So I stamped the sentiment on the back, and I didn't do it right. It wasn't dark enough, and I tried stamping it again, and it was off center. So what did I do? I flipped it over, used my Misty, and stamped it correctly, so that way I had a nice even sentiment on the front, and I even heat embossed it with clear embossing powder. So once I have it lined up straight, I'm going to add the leaf, and I did include foam tape on the leaf, but when I laid it down here, I realized there were 2 spots that needed some more foam underneath because it was lifted up. So that's all I'm doing right there, is just taking 2 pieces of foam tape and putting them underneath, so that way it would kind of lay more even. And then on this one, I didn't have the same issue. I didn't use my embossing powder, the EK Success tool, to stop the powder from sticking everywhere, and it wound up making a mess. So I just flipped it over and started over again. And then I did, instead of putting it right in the center the way they have it on the sketch, I did slide mine a little bit over to the left, but I did it, purposely, because I knew the leaf that I was using was a lot bigger than the heart that they're showing in the image. So I figured it would just balance itself out to do it that way. And then really, I was going to leave the cards right here, but of course I had to go get the Nuos. So instead of doing orange, because it would have been I think too bright, because I don't have like a nice deep orange, I decided to pull on the reds, the green, and the brown. So we're just putting, at first I did 6, and then I was like, no, I need that odd number, so I decided to do 3 more of each color, one of each color, just in the upper right. And then I'm going to place that one to the side, and we're going to do the same thing with this one. And the important thing with the Nuvo drops is to give it a full 24 hours to dry. It takes long to dry, and especially if you're doing bigger drops, because the more Nuvo you put down, the longer it may take for it to dry. So just be aware, okay? And try and be careful. So there's the card. I'm going to carefully bring over the other one. And as you can see, it's very simple, but it has, you know, it's a wonderful impact. I love this because it says you're my favorite season, and it will really work with, you know, anybody that you care about, just to send them a note to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. So thank you guys for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button, and at the very end I will have links to the previous Friday sketches. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, you can click on my photo at the end and you'll be able to subscribe. Okay, so thank you guys, have a great weekend, and I will see you with our next video.